Hello and welcome to my long-awaited and promised video, which will be um, a little bit of a writer's vlog story time where I talk about my whip that I was feeling more than this piece and a little bit of a stitch with me because I do want to get to stitching this a little bit more because I am under a little bit of a time crunch, and also a quick recap of two other projects that I recently got new ideas for and are kind of calling to me more than the current writing whip. So yeah, it's going to be fun. So on the stitching part, I'm just stitching black at the moment. If you know who it is, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, there is still a lot of black left, which should be a really quick stitching, not a lot of thinking involved. And I will do this every now and then because my phone is over here and my app, my pattern keeper, is open right on my phone. So yeah. And in the meantime, while I stitch, I will tell you about my current whip, my other two whips, and let's see how it goes. So this is, by the way, it's not going to be a writer life vlog. It's not going to be a Flosstube. It's going to be a mishmash of the two, kind of like a mashup thing. So stick around, and I'm not going to be able to show you how I stitch from my point of view because no cameras, but I stitch like that, so you'll be able to see me move the needles. Yeah, so let's start, shall we? And if somebody comes, if my video gets stopped in the middle, it's because there's somebody coming in, and that will be the end of the video, regardless of if I get all the things that I want across or not. So if some things are left out, read the description of the video because I will have them in there, at least a little bit. So this whip is a romance contemporary set in a college, and it's part of an ongoing standalone series. It's about this girl, Charlie, who was a nobody in high school, and even in her junior year of college, she is still a nobody. She's essentially a ghost, which she's very much me, in a lot of sense. And that is part of it because I was not particularly friendly or outgoing in high school and in college, so yeah. She's very much me in this sense. She's also me in a lot of other senses, she has my hair color, she has my eye color. I was considering giving her glasses, but in the end it just didn't seem as important, so I decided to not. Anyway, she meets this girl, Alexa, who is the most not powerful, but most popular girl in the year and probably the entire college. Everybody knows her, everybody wants to be with her or be her, and she's in Charlie's class, and they become friends, and Alexa is basically the extrovert adopting an introvert trope. Because she befriends her, she lets her in with her friend group, and Charlie gets to meet Alexa's boyfriend, Donovan, who she has been crushing on since she came to the college. And I think you know where this is going. And then during a holiday, which I will not name, they're all spending it in Donovan's house. His family is richer than average, and during that stay, Alexa and Donovan break up, and Charlie and Donovan start doing it, if you know what I mean. Now, I will try to keep this as clean as I can, but this is what they're going to do throughout. Just a lot of what is after the plot. So Alexa, at first, she's fine with it. She finds somebody else to do it with, somebody else within the friend group, which, Donovan is kind of bitter about it because he didn't want her moving on so fast because he is still kind of into her, despite doing stuff like that with another girl, and she's just having fun with that other friend. So he's kind of bitter about it, and Charlie and Alexa are still friends, and Charlie feels really bad about it, and yeah, so I am currently in the moment where the main, Alexa and Donovan broke up, and Charlie and Donovan got together, and Alexa and the other guy got together, and now they're basically having an impromptu double date, and Donovan is pissed at Alexa, and Alexa doesn't really get it, but I just told you why he's pissed at Alexa, and Charlie tries to explain it, and that is literally where I am. It's the middle of the scene. And the thing is, it was basically, so what I mean when I say that I'm writing, I mean that I am literally rewriting word by word the entire first draft. Now, I did write, it's kind of complicated, but in my memory, when I wrote the first draft, I got to very shortly after that holiday stay, where Alexa and Donovan broke up, and Donovan and Charlie got together. And apparently I wrote a lot more. There's a lot more after that. And this particular scene that I'm currently in with the impromptu double date, it's like 5 or 6 scenes after that part, that particular scene that I thought I ended at. So, yeah. And in the first, until Alexa and Donovan break up, it's essentially a word-for-word rewrite. And then after they break up and Charlie and Donovan get together, a lot of it needs a lot of rewrites. So much so that I'm either changing the scenes completely, rewriting them, or just erasing them, or like in the impromptu double date, changing the settings completely, and also adding the other guy that Alexa is with now. So yeah, it I don't really know how to describe it. I'm much better on paper than in actual words. But I think it's because it requires more thinking and more like, oh, they can't do that, they have to do something else. Or, oh no, but when I wrote this particular plot point, I didn't include it at all. Or I added another plot point instead of that one. Or just, I erased that scene that they're referring to. So it requires a lot of thinking and a lot of like remembering what I wrote in the previous edits, and it's getting really long and it's all in one page, and I cannot scroll that much because I just stop myself. It happens a lot. Always in the same place. And it's bleeding. Let me just clean this up. I also have to go to the bathroom. So, break time. And I will try to remember what I was talking about before I stabbed myself. Okay, I'm back. Something that occurred to me when I was in the bathroom is it is cold. It is really cold, and I am wearing 4 layers. There's this. There's a shawl. There's a cardigan. There's a sweater. My elbows. There's bulk in here. And it's still I can still stitch, but it's if I go outside, it would still be cold. So the house is kind of well isolated-ish enough that I don't have to add a coat to the whole bulk. Also here, that's where the shawl ends. Each side. But when I go outside, I'm probably definitely gonna need a coat. So, yeah. I don't remember where I was. I think I talked about how after Charlie and Donovan got together. I don't know why I said the word back, why it's so on the tip of my tongue every time I say got together. Because it is their first time getting together. What's up? Sorry. It's my grandmother's birthday today, and we have a family group, and she's getting a lot of birthday stuff, a lot of birthday messages. Anyway, these scenes are more edit heavy when after Charlie and Donovan got together, and it requires a lot more thinking, and it's not always something that I can do while I'm at work, and I am in a time crunch at the moment with this, so I can't really write when I'm at home, so maybe I'm just feeling it a little less now. Maybe it's more boring now after they got together, even though their story's not even over yet. And Alexa is going to have a change of heart and regret breaking up with Donovan. And she's going to want him back, and she's going to be the final obstacle in their way. So, yeah, there's still a lot to write because other things still need to happen. So there's a lot. Like the entire typed up first draft still on 1 page because everything in this is in 1 page. So there's still a lot to scroll, and I'm erasing the typed first draft as I write the handwritten second draft. So it does get shorter as I write, and after I finish the second draft, I will do bigger edits with the third draft, and then hopefully just finish the whole thing with the third draft. Just, hopefully. But the other 2 whips are romantasy. They're not contemporary romance, they're romantasy. Now, my romantasy, hold on, my dad sent me a picture, 1 sec. Oh, okay, no, it continued. Okay, my dad suggested some boots for me. I like boots. I am definitely a boots girl. Although at the moment, and since May, I've been wearing these, which are very, very comfortable, and I tend to get frostbites on my toes, and I can stick 3 pairs of socks in these. Not to mention how comfortable they are. So I've been sticking with them. I hope to stick with them for the entire winter. But yeah, so where were we? Yeah. Oh, no sizes. That's cool. One sec. Okay, so my aunt has a secondhand shop for really big brands, and those boots are Nine West brand. But it is saved for somebody else that's going to buy it. So he's gonna ask, and this video is getting derailed. And yeah, but so I'm just gonna keep this open as well as the pattern keeper. Where was I? Yeah, so my definition of romantasy isn't necessarily the definition that the publishers created. It's not a romantic set in fantastic. It's about 50-50% of each of them. So there's going to be a fantastic plot and a romantic plot that are going to intermingle. It starts with a fantastic, and it sort of like weaves the romantic in. So that is my romantasy. A lot of people probably will not like it, but it is what it is. It's also going to be considerably less doing it-y. So yeah, it's going to be the worst of both worlds in that front, because there are people who want a book that's barely any plot and just a lot of doing it, and there are people who want a lot of plot and almost no doing it. So mine is going to have a lot of plot and a lot of doing it. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to find the correct audience for this. If you guys would like to beta read for any of them, I would appreciate it. One of them is inspired by one of my favorite animes ever, Fairy Tail. It's going to be called, well, right now it's called The Kingdom, and it will definitely change. And it's basically an arc-driven plot with a unit of magical knights. So it's not the best explanation, but I do really like it, and I do think it's wonderful. And I already have a lot of arcs planned. And then yesterday I woke up from a dream that I got the boots. I woke up from a dream that I'm going to incorporate into an arc. So, yay. And so that is whip number 1 that's calling to me more at the moment. Whip number 2 was actually inspired by A Court of Thorns and Roses, or ACOTAR, if you guys are familiar. I wrote 3 chapters. I started the 4th one, but I wrote 3 chapters, and then I decided, no, I don't want to figure out the story as I go. I want to have a quest and figure that quest as I go, because that's how I write. So I decided to rewrite the whole thing, the whole 3 chapters that I wrote so far. And so I the original 3 chapters I kept mostly the same between the first and the second drafts, mainly because I planned for her, the main character girl, to discover what those this quest is after she gets to the fairylands. So in the first episode, like, we get an introduction to her family, and like, she gets taken. The second episode is kind of a continuation of that. It's a much shorter chapter, sorry. And it's basically set on the way to the fairyland. And then the third chapter is in the fairyland. She meets the characters, and like, she like learns what's up a little bit with the kingdom and the court and whatever. So in Akatar there are 7 courts. I have 16. And they are going to be at the heart of the quest. Like, in Akatar, I think in the entire series, I think we're not even visiting all 7 courts. And in my story, we are going to visit all 16 courts as part of the quest. Because each court here, there's some rumbling outside. They woke up the dog, and now he wants to go outside. And hi Moo. Oh, he's so cute. This video is also going to be stopped a few times. I'm gonna let the dog out. Okay, there's at least one more stop planned now for when he wants to come back. And if you hear barking until then, he's getting nuts out there. We live over a valley, and there's a lot of animals in that valley, and there's a lot of cats going around the garden. And after the valley, there's a whole highway, so there's always like some noise for him to like bark crazily at. Yeah. So where was I? We are going to visit all 16 courts. Because each court has an artifact that either was lost and needs to be found, or needs to be like considered or consoled. Like, it needs to offer console to the characters. Yeah, it's I haven't really figured out what each artifact's role is going to be, but I do know that they are going to require the main characters to travel to all 16 courts. So yeah. And what changed that one, what made it call out to me, was actually 2 changes. One was making her family situation more complex, because at the moment she has a beautiful sister who gets courted, and they're hoping that she marries rich because they're really poor, and a hunter for a brother who basically gets them all to meet. And then the story starts when he killed the wrong animal, and fairies want him dead, and she takes responsibility, and they decide to take her to the fairylands instead of killing her. So yeah, that is what it looks like now. That's how she appears. But about halfway through the 3rd chapter, when I read it for the first time, I decided that her mother is going to be a fairy, her father is going to be a human. So she is going to be a halfling, and that basically should draw on most of the story. But then that brings to question her siblings. So when I decided to change the story, I decided to make it a little different. So instead of her being the older sister, like it is at the moment with the first and second drafts, she is going to be the younger, and the siblings are going to be older siblings from different mothers, and they are going to hate her because their mothers didn't stay and her mother did, until something happened and she disappeared. She's now, so like, their hating her is going to play a part in the first chapter, and also going to lead her into the fairy lands. Another change was because I saw a video about myths, and one of the myths was of a unicorn, where if it trusts a pure-hearted virgin, it will come and put its head in her lap. And I decided to use that myth, except it's not going to be a unicorn. Like, they're trying to get a unicorn, but it's not going to be a unicorn. It's going to be the same killed wrong animal from the first draft. That turns out to be a fairy and basically kidnaps her because clearly her family doesn't need her anymore, because it's a predator. When it came into sight, everybody ran and left her there on her own. So the animal was like, they don't like you? Fine, we'll take you to Fairylands and you can be reunited with your mother. Yeah, so the mother's alive. And then a few days ago, I got this. It is a fox head necklace, and it is silver. And I am going to use this very necklace in the story to basically prove to the fairies that this girl is her mother's daughter, essentially, because the mother is going to be important, at least in the Fairylands. So, yeah, there's, honestly, with all the planning I did for this first chapter, it might be perfect. And I might go downhill in the second chapter onward, because the first chapter is going to be so perfect. So, blessing and a curse. But I honestly think it could be the perfect introduction to all of them. The main girl, the sister, the brother, the father, the little sneak peeks of the mother, and this fairy animal. And my throat hurts because it is so cold. And I've been talking for like half an hour. So yeah. I'm really feeling those two. The kingdom is a little bit of a mess right now, and I will have to fix it. I don't even know why it is in such a mess, but it is. But it's fine. And both of those whips are going to require more thinking, because I'm actually going to have to write the whole thing from scratch, placed with the kingdom, because I have no first draft of it at the moment. And with the Fairyland whip, I'm basically writing the first chapter from scratch. So other than the first sentence, it's not going to be the same as the rest of the chapter. So yeah, but I am definitely feeling them more at the moment. So my question is, because I've been struggling with it for a couple days, do I, and I am working tomorrow, so it's kind of an intense work. So do I sorry, do I stop writing this, the contemporary romance thing? And if I do, what do I write instead? Because I need some sort of writing whip, because I cannot take my stitching whip to work, because this may be small, but I also have all the colors, which, because I don't exactly know which colors they are, it's this ring and this ring and this ring and these rings, plus any other color that I haven't pulled for any other whip yet. Two of those rings, by the way, when I said this ring and this ring and this ring, they're for the harmony whip that I'm going to definitely start next week on Wednesday. So in like 6 days. I'm so excited. But yeah, there's absolutely no way that I am finishing this in the next 6 days. So because I'm going to be using 2 different Q-snap frames, I'm just going to stitch on them for like half days. So like half a day this, half a day that, and just like until this one is finished. And I am going to try and stitch to the edge here until the 24th. So yeah. So yeah. Thanks for sticking around for this long. I am really close to finish the black section, so I'm just gonna keep talking until that is finished. You will notice that I'm supposedly a quick stitcher because things keep moving and my hands keep moving, but honestly, it's really the case with just huge chunks of color like the black, or in Pokemon color number 800, the light blue background, and that's it, and that's like the huge chunks of color. Not to mention that this piece also has a lot of chunks of colors, but also a lot of confetti. There's actually a really good example, and I will show you guys in a stitch and a half, literally a stitch and a half. Okay, and stitching is done, and park and mark. Okay, done. So here, it's still gonna go over here, and the rest of her, this is like her waist. This part, I don't know if you can see it in camera, but I think this is the best I can do. There's a lot of like individual stitches here that are just so annoying. For most of them, I had to pull new colors. Yeah. So let me know in the comments below if you would like me to keep working on the contemporary one, or the kingdom, or the fairyland whips. And tomorrow I am working, so not tomorrow. The day after tomorrow, I will finish my next, I think it's gonna be 53, my 53rd Flosstube video, with a final progress of this very piece. I am hoping to finish the diagonal today because look at how much I have left. It is so tiny. And I'm definitely going to upload this today, despite it being in the middle of the week, in the middle of another video. But you'll be able to go back and see how much I did from Saturday at the beginning of the Flosstube video and today. So yeah. So thank you for sticking around, and keep on stitching, and keep on reading. And I do hope you'll do beta reading for me at one point, and keep on reading. And if you guys like this mashup of stitching and writing, I will do it again at some point. And thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And also thank you for watching me stitch live, even though you couldn't see what exactly I was stitching on. And I am working on that. But I don't know how I'm going to be working on that. Right now, my best idea is just having a person stand behind me with the camera like pointed at the piece. But I know that nobody in my family is gonna want to do that. And any other person, I'm gonna have to schedule it with them in advance, and I don't want to do that. I will try to show at least snippets of my stitching on Harmony, at least the first few stitches on the 24th. I really will try. Even if it's just like a bunch of photos every time I switch a color in the first diagonal or so. I will try to bring it to you guys, and I'm going to get some water now, or tea. Probably tea or hot chocolate. It's too early for hot chocolate. It is 12 p.m. It's literally noon at the moment. Not even. It's like 3 minutes before noon, so way too early, but I am kind of thirsty, so maybe tea. But do like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more of this, and comment what you think I should do with my writing whips, and just comment in general. Let me know what you think about this mashup of a video, so I can know if I should do it again or not. And yeah, apparently he's just staying outside. The dog is just staying outside forever. He's probably sitting by the gate waiting for my mother to come back because he is so attached. So that is one planned stop to the video isn't even gonna be in the video. So yeah, that's actually playing really well for me. Sorry for the long video. You can play it on like twice the speed. I will try to have subtitles in here. If I can, I will. If I can't, I won't. And I'll see you guys next time. And thank you for watching if you made it this far.